I'll stop right there. I was the associate pastor for a church in San Antonio while I attended Trinity University. I preached Sunday nights and Wednesday nights, and sometimes I preached with a black eye on my face. Gift of the Saturday game. After graduation from Trinity, I coached for 1 year at Nimitz Middle School, where we won the football, basketball, and track and field championships. In 1965, I enrolled at North Texas State University, where I obtained a master's degree in educational administration. Why? I wanted to know how to run and administrate a Christian school. At that point in my life, I knew that we must find a way to educate Christian children in an environment of righteousness. I would preach on weekends at churches in Dallas and Fort Worth, and after graduation from North Texas, I was holding a revival for a church in Beaumont, Texas. At this revival, I was approached by 4 adults from San Antonio asking if I would consider coming to San Antonio to start a new church. And the answer was absolutely not. I asked them 3 questions. I said, do you have a congregation? They said, no. I said, do you have a building? They said, no. Do you have any financial backing? They said, no. I said, man, it sounds like a great opportunity. I prayed about it. And out of nowhere, I felt the Lord say, you need to go there. We started this church of 24,000 members in a home 1 mile from where we are right now in Hollywood Park. We had 12 adults in that first service. Jesus started with 12. We had 12. We were off to a great start. In 1966, we started building that first church with our own hands. No bank wanted to touch us. I was 26 years old and only had been an evangelist and an assistant pastor. Bankers want to talk money, big money. How much do you have? We didn't have any. God supernaturally supplied our every need, and a group of 8 to 10 men who attended that church built that first church on Nacogdoches Road as a testimony to the faithfulness of God. To God be the glory. It took us almost 1 year. The church would seat 200, and it was beautiful. And that church is still standing today, preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ. Here's where my life took a sudden turn. In this first church, God opened the Academy of Spiritual Warfare to teach me things I did not know. Where a man tried to shoot me while I was behind the pulpit teaching. He walked into the church, stood in the lobby. It was easy to see him. I saw him with a gun in his hand. And in Texas, maybe that's not all that strange a thing. But when he walked down the aisle and started roaring like a lion, cursing, I knew we had trouble. When he got right here, he said, I'm going to kill you in front of these people to demonstrate that Satan has more power than Jesus Christ. And I said, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. That's the word of God. He said, I'm going to kill you on the count of 3. 1, 2, he lied. He started shooting at 2. This is how it sounded. Got a little recording of taking place with the ladies in the front row. This is where he starts roaring. He's coming to the front. People are praying against him. because our God is an awesome